Now in the Add Work tab, this is where you will record any work that you have done. So in the drop-down menu, enter the site that the work was carried out on. I'll choose Belagging Glen again. In the project drop-down menu, choose the task that you've carried out. I'll say I maintained the footpath. Over here, you can click on Project Methodology to view a detailed description of the task. You then use the calendar to select the date you started the work and the date you finished the work. I'll say I started last Monday, the 4th, and finished it on Thursday, the 7th. Here it doesn't matter if you didn't spend all the days in between doing this work. It's just the date you started and the date you finished the work. In the staff time taken, enter the number of days that you have spent on the task. This is to be entered in a multiple of 0.25 days. So I'll say I spent 1 day on the task. Now, if you spent this day carrying out multiple tasks, you need to split up the day accordingly. For example, if you spent the day maintaining the footpath, but then you also had some people removing exotic tree regeneration, you could say that you spent 3/4 of the day on footpath maintenance and 1/4 of the day on removing exotic trees. The number of people working on the task is irrelevant here, it's just the total time taken as a team. So I'll say that we actually spent 0.75 days maintaining the footpath. Now in the quantification box, you first need to say that the task has been completed. Then you add a quantification. For example, I'll put in we trimmed 1 kilometre of footpath. Then you can enter any comments or a description of what you did. So I'll put footpath trimmed. And then you would click submit. Now if you didn't complete the task, you'd need to put in progress here, and you would need to give a reason the task that has not been completed. So then you can go and view any work you've recorded in the work summary tab, and the staff time taken will be added to the actual time column in your work plan. So you can also use this add work form to record any unscheduled or emergency work. So to do this, in the site drop-down box, choose TEB Team Base. In the project drop-down box, choose Reserve Unscheduled and Emergency Work. Again, enter your start and end date. I'll say this happened yesterday. Enter the staff time taken in days. And then in the quantification box, use the same format, so I'll say the work has been completed. Now because in the site box we've put team base, you need to enter the reserve that the work was done on. I'll just put Loch Ardinning. Now, yesterday there was a big storm, so I went and checked the trees at Loch Ardinning. So for the quantification, I'll put 20 trees and a description of the task. So I'll say made safe wind blown trees. And then click submit again. This same form is also used whenever you're entering any non-field work. So in the same site, TEB Team Base, you can choose from any of these tasks, such as staff training, meetings, tool maintenance. So say I was doing a tree safety survey course, I'd click on staff training. And the day of the course was on Monday. It took 1 day. I completed the course. For quantification, I trained 10 people. You might not have a quantification, so if you don't, just leave that blank. And a description of the task. So I'll say tree safety course. Then click submit. So as you can see, this form is pretty simple. If you need any help with filling out the form, speak to your reserve manager. Also, if you submit the form then realise there's a mistake on it, tell your reserve manager and they can rectify that for you. So if you do have any problems, just contact your reserve manager or alternatively contact the data team. Thank you for listening.